Okay, so I just came across these guidelines for improving coding with AI, and they're based on what Andrej-Karpathy observed about LLMs.
Oh, interesting. What specific issues did he highlight? I bet there are some real eye-openers in there.
Right? He mentioned how these models often make wrong assumptions and don't manage confusion well, like they just roll with it.
Wait, that's surprising. So they don't even question their own decisions. What happens when they come across ambiguity?
Exactly, they just pick an interpretation and run. And sometimes they overcomplicate things, turning concise code into bloated messes.
That's quite concerning. Overcomplication can make maintenance a nightmare. What do they suggest as a solution?
There are four key principles. The first one is think before coding, which encourages stating assumptions explicitly.
That's a solid start. It forces clarity. So if they're unsure, they should ask instead of just guessing.
Exactly, and it also means presenting multiple interpretations when ambiguity exists. It's like forcing a thoughtful pause.
I love that. But doesn't that assume the AI can recognize when it's confused? What if it can't?
Good point, that could be a limitation, but it's a step in the right direction, right? What about the other principles?
The second one, simplicity first, is about keeping the code minimal and avoiding over-engineering. That's crucial.
Totally, it discourages adding unnecessary features or making abstractions for single-use code. I mean, who needs that?
Right? If a senior engineer would call it overcomplicated, it's a sign to simplify it. Smart.
Then there's surgical changes, which suggests only touching what's necessary when editing existing code.
That makes sense. Cleaning up only your own mess rather than refactoring the entire thing. Brilliant.
Exactly, it minimizes unintended consequences, but is there a risk that they might leave important issues untouched?
That's a valid concern. If they ignore unrelated dead code, it could lead to issues down the line.
And lastly, there's goal-driven execution, which focuses on defining success criteria and verifying outcomes.
Oh wow, that's a game changer. Instead of just saying fix this, they should write tests to guide the process.
Exactly, the idea is to let the AI loop independently until the goals are met. So empowering.
But how do you know if these guidelines are actually working? What's the feedback loop?
Great question. They look for fewer unnecessary changes in diffs, less rewriting, and better clarifying questions.
That sounds promising. But what if the AI still struggles with understanding when to ask questions?
That's a potential pitfall. They might still need human intervention to guide them, especially in tricky scenarios.
It's fascinating, though. These guidelines set a foundation for more thoughtful AI coding.
Right, and they're all about reducing costly mistakes while keeping the process efficient.
But I wonder if this approach could slow down trivial tasks. Not every change requires such rigor.
Absolutely, the balance between caution and speed is key. It needs to apply where it really matters.
So there's a trade-off to consider. These principles really challenge the status quo of AI coding.
For sure, it's about pushing for clarity and simplicity, makes you rethink how we interact with AI.
Exactly. I mean, this could lead to much cleaner, more maintainable code if applied thoughtfully.
And it opens the door for LLMs to evolve beyond just executing commands. They might start thinking critically.
That's a wild thought. What if they could actually understand the context behind the code?
Now that would be revolutionary. It could change the entire landscape of software development.
But until then, these guidelines definitely provide a solid framework for improvement.
Totally, they give us a lot to think about regarding how we should guide AI in coding tasks.
So what's the takeaway here? It seems like clarity, simplicity, and goal orientation are crucial.
Definitely, it's about creating a more thoughtful AI coding environment, but can we trust it fully yet?
That's the million-dollar question. We need to keep questioning and refining these processes.
Exactly, and I think that's what makes this whole discussion so exciting. It's a journey of discovery.